Let me give you a very simple example, sort of classic Old Testament example. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Do you really think I want them to go into the fire, holding to some implied purpose of mine that they keep my word in all circumstances? Do you think that's what's more important to me than them? Do you think I don't know their heart? Do you think I don't realize that if this king is requiring of them something that's against my will, it's his fault and not theirs? Do you think I want them to suffer the stress and the concern as to whether I will protect them or not, given they're in the world of uncertainty? Just so they keep my word when I know their heart and purpose anyway. I know they love me. I know the stress is being put on them wrongly. I do not require it of them to stick to my word, my rule, my commandment, as you have so misunderstandingly taken it. When did I ever stand before you and tell you categorically with certainty in your mind that this is my rule and you must obey? Didn't you hear Jesus call me Dad, Father? Don't you know in your heart what that means? Look, a righteous person who is being pressed to do wrong, I know he's righteous, and an unrighteous person who's behaving outwardly as righteous, I know in his heart he's not. Do you see? You don't have to demonstrate the truth to me for me to know it. You don't have to demonstrate it by actions that are being imposed, contrary to actions being imposed upon you. I know your heart. I am God. I'm not just your Heavenly Father. I am God as well. I know all things. I know your heart. You don't have to prove anything to me. I know it already. And I love you. Stop doing things that are not needed. The world may need rules, but you love me. That's greater than any rule keeping you could ever do. If you're not convinced of what I'm saying, don't you realize, and you do, that the fact that I love you is more important than any principle or rule I might otherwise keep? Isn't it? Well, just as it's cardinal, most important of all, and overwhelmingly important, that I love you, so it is to me that you love me. Do you understand? If you can possibly hear me, do. I do everything in my power to have you hear me, because I love you, and you know I love you. So remember, I also know that you love me, and that is what counts with me. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Love you. I'll say it again and again in case you don't hear. I don't need you to prove anything to me by keeping to some surmised rule. I know that you love me, and that is of all importance to me. You will therefore most reasonably do what is right and best. Most of the time, except where unreasonable pressure is being put on you. And then you will most reasonably respond to it by breaking any implied rule that you think I have imposed, because I am more concerned with your welfare than what you do. Have you got that? I do a greater thing in you than through you. Anything outside of you I can achieve in some other way without you. I do not need to burden you with it. I'm God. I do not need to burden you with it. I'm not requiring that of my children any more than you would require it of yours. How much more me, that knows everything and can do everything. From your point of view, please take care. I am not looking for a legalist. I'm not requiring you to have some perfect obedience. I am not training a dog. I am bringing up a child of God. You are my child. I am your dad. And I love you with exactly what that means. Bless you. Sorry to be so emphatic, but I don't require all this blood of martyrs. I've not asked for sacrifice. I loathe sacrifice, killing, pain, suffering, harm, destruction. I'm the God of all creation. You know that, don't you? Good. Live accordingly. You're allowed to live accordingly. I encourage you with all my heart to live according to my love for you. Love you. Thank you, lovely child, lovely one. I, God of heaven, master and creator of all, your dad, loves you, love you, and